I grant you some of the dancing on her professional grave that I've seen from the right. This is Joy Ann Reid. They're calling her a DEI monger. I mean, you can, I think, criticize some of the things that she said from the podium there at her show. Joy Ann Reid, rest in peace.
What I don't quite get. Well, for one thing, people saying she's a bad person, I think, are being really mean-spirited. I mean, she's hard left and she doesn't pull punches and she's kind of preachy, but that doesn't make her a bad person. Rachel Maddow is preachy too. I never
a lot preachier, if you ask me, that is Maddow compared to Reid.
I don't know. Frankly, Reid is a very nice person. I was on with her once, and it was when my children were much smaller, and I brought Dolly and Nessa with me to the studio. And Joy was very nice to them and even brought them on at the end. We were kind of waving, over the credits. And, Vanessa, she's holding Vanessa, little Vanessa at the time. So I don't think she's a bad person. Now, the idea that her dismissal is racist because she's black, I haven't heard the case. If her ratings were really not high enough for the new plan, well, you don't keep her on because she's black. Or I highly suspect that they're already doing that with another black person, which is your favorite person, Al Sharpton. He still has a show. I don't know anybody.
By the way, audience, he was being facetious when he said he is not my favorite person.
And I don't know anybody who watches it. And I know that sounds like lefties who said, I don't know anybody who voted for GW. I mean, I'll bet there are people in Harlem, for example, who still love their Reverend Al, but I don't know anybody. And yet it's still on, and I think it's because there's a sense that you're supposed to keep him on for ceremonial reasons, but maybe the ratings weren't high enough.
But what is he, a weekend show once a week as opposed to every night?
I'm assuming a weekend. I don't watch it.
I think it is.
About it. But I thought Jonathan Capehart had been put on the weekend. Like I've been seeing him in like these Brady Bunch squares of all the people of color who've been dismissed from MSNBC. I thought he had just been shuffled, but maybe I missed something. Jonathan Capehart is a black commentator, but I don't know. I'd have to see whether it was about ratings. You can't keep a black person on just because they're black. Although I think a lot of people think that's the way it's supposed to be. Melissa Harris Perry wanted the show to be too much about black people. That was considered racist, that she was eased out of her own show. But I don't know if that was a racist decision. If it was made,
she got canned during a campaign when she got into a back and forth with management about how much of her show could be taken over by campaign-related stuff as opposed to the stuff that she wanted to focus on.
Yeah. I just have to see more evidence.
I grant you some of the dancing on her professional grave that I've seen from the right. This is Joy Ann Reid.
Mm-hmm.
They're calling her a DEI monger, and she's, I mean, you can, I think, criticize some of the things that she said from the podium there at her show.
She sees racism behind every rock and tree. Yeah.
It's just mean. It's like, if Sean Hannity were to get canned, or when Tucker did get canned by Fox, there was a lot of dancing on his grave from the left, but he's risen from the ashes. And I don't predict that for Joy Reid.
There's one thing.
I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong.
Oh, she'll be fine. I mean, there's such a vast ecology of places where she can make her views heard these days. Maybe it won't be the same as having her own show on MSNBC, but there was one thing about her that I always found disturbing. And it was that she did some clearly homophobic blog posts in the rather recent past. We're talking about the late aughts. So it's not like it was in 1974. And they were by her. And when these first were brought to attention.
Gay sex is disgusting, that kind of thing.
Yeah. And very making fun of gay people in the way that many people unfortunately do. And at first she claimed that it wasn't her, that she'd been hacked,
she'd been hacked.
Yeah. And that was transparently not true. And that was disproven. And then, she said, well, there were some things I said in the past I've learned since then, as if these were things she wrote in college in 1990 or something. But no, it was Joy Reid as she is now. And nothing happened to her. And the reason that nothing happened to her is because she's black. I think that if a white equivalent person had been discovered to have rather recently written such things, they would have been at MSNBC pulled off of the air. They kept her. So that's another indication that it's not just racism that is getting her pulled away now, because the fact that that didn't stick to her, I think, was because of a sense that it's different if it's a black person. There's a sense that you keep that person on regardless. And I found that a little condescending. I don't know if I really felt that she needed to lose her job because of those posts, but I knew that her white equivalent would have. And therefore, why not her? Why are we such children? But, you know,